Let's look at the concept of natural numbers, and then from there on we'll move on to the concept of the whole numbers. So here is a set of natural numbers represented on the number line. We all have done this. See, the idea behind natural numbers, why are they so natural, is because we use them in our everyday lives. Even ancient men, they used to use them in their everyday lives for counting. So let's say that they wanted to count the number of animals a person has. They would start from number 1 and then go on to count number 2, 3, 4 and so on and so forth. There was no need to count something which you don't really have. So the counting would always start from number 1 and then go forward. Of course, when we represent the numbers, natural numbers on the number line, there is no number which comes before 1. So before 1, there is nothing. We have represented only numbers till 9. The numbers, natural numbers, don't really end there. There are numbers after 9 also. 10, 11, 12, 100, 200. You can go to as large a number, millions, billions, as you possibly can imagine, but the number line and the set of natural numbers would never end. We say that the numbers extend till infinity. So the set of natural numbers is very large. But the thing is, it starts with number 1. For all of these numbers except number 1, we can say that there is a number which comes before it and there is a number which comes after it. So for all the numbers except 1, there is a predecessor. The number which comes before the number, we call it predecessor, and the number which comes after it, we call it successor. There is a predecessor and a successor for every number except 1. In case of 1, we only have a successor. In the set of natural numbers, there is only a successor. There is no predecessor to number 1. The successor is obviously bigger than the given number. For example, for number 4, the successor is number 5 and it is bigger than the given number. And the predecessor is number 3, which is smaller than the given number, or the number 4. For 1, we never needed a successor if we were using the numbers only for counting. But now, as the field of mathematics developed as a subject and people were solving equations, they were just doing mathematics for its own sake, they started using numbers before 1 as well. So then we had to extend our number line and we had to come up with another number, which is the number 0. So number 0 together with all the natural numbers, right? So this is the natural numbers starting from 1 and it goes on till infinity. This is the set of natural numbers. If I add the number 0 to this set, then I get the set of whole numbers. So whole numbers is natural numbers plus 0. Of course, again in the case of whole numbers, so previously we saw the number line for natural numbers. This is the number line for natural numbers. This is the number line for whole numbers. As in the case of natural numbers, this number line of whole numbers also extends beyond number 9, right? We have only shown till number 9, but it extends beyond 9 and it goes, you can create a number as large as possibly you can imagine, in millions, billions and so on and so forth. So this number line of whole numbers also extends till infinity. So now hope it's clear how do we go from natural numbers, the numbers that we usually use in counting, which start from 1, to the set of whole numbers. How do we get there? You might be wondering that 0, for the sake of it, it has been created only for the sake of it and there is no real application for number 0. But no, that is not the case. In our modern life, we use number 0 pretty extensively. So think about it. Here is a car which is running on a road, it is plying on a road, and we have milometers set at various places. As the car crosses a milometer, we know that the car has crossed that much of a distance, covered that much of a distance. So if it crosses the milometer at 1, we know that the car has covered a distance of 1 kilometer or 1 mile, whatever it represents. Similarly, if it has crossed the milometer of 5, we know that that much distance the car has really covered. What about the reading inside the car when it is just starting. So what about the reading at this point when it is just starting? In case of natural numbers, we don't really have a way to represent this point, the beginning point. We can, however, represent it with 0, as is the case of whole numbers. So 0 we get only from the whole numbers, and now we really have a use for it in modern day gadgets, in modern day mathematics. So we remove everything else and we convert this back to our number line, this representation back to our number line. This is the number line of whole numbers. Now let's look at the number line in little more detail. Let's see what all things we can understand from this number line. The first thing to note is that the distance between any two numbers, for example 0 and 1, 2 and 3, this distance is always the same. This distance is always the same all across the number line. The second thing to note is how do we do operations on this number line. If you want to add two numbers, let's say that I want to add 2 and 3, so I want to do an operation 2 plus 3. How would I go about doing this on number line? The first thing I'll do is that I'll start with number 2. This is the point I'll start with, and then I'll count 3 from there. So this is 1, 2, and then 3, and thus I would reach the number 5. So that would be my answer. So this is how we do the addition on the number line. What about subtraction? How would we do that? Let's say that I want to do 5 minus 3 on the number line. How would I do that? I would start with number 5. This is where I would start with, and from here I would count backwards. So I would count towards the left of number line 3 times. So that is the amount I want to subtract. So I'll go backwards 3 times, and thus I would reach number 2. So this is the way I would do subtraction on the number line. Greater than relation on the number line is represented as we move towards the right. So the numbers towards the right are always bigger than the numbers towards the left. The less than relation is represented on the number line as we go towards the left. So for example, 3 is less than 4, 3 is towards the left of 4, and indeed all the numbers to the left of 4 are less than the number 4 itself. Now we come on to the very important the next operation, which is the operation of multiplication. And how do we do that on number line? See, multiplication is represented by jumps. So for example, if I want to multiply 2 with 3, which means this actually means that I want to add 2 3 times. This is what it really means. I want to add 2 3 times. So to do that, I would start with number 0, and then I would jump 3 times by amount equal to 2. So I would jump 3 times by an amount equal to 2. So first jump I take, I go to 2. Second jump I take, I go to 4. And third jump I take, I go to 6. Notice that the jumps we are taking is actually skipping by 2, or is just the table of 2. So it's 2 ones are 2, I reach 2, 2 twos are 4, I reach 4, 2 threes are 6, and that's where I end it, right? So that's what 3 times I made 3 jump. First jump, second jump, and third jump. So this is how we do the multiplication. So multiplication is actually jumping on the number line. Now we have introduced a new friend, our number 0, which has suddenly become very, very important for us in the case of whole numbers. To understand the history of 0, historically, like even in ancient, very, very ancient times, the concept of nothingness was actually there, but they didn't know how to represent it mathematically. So they understood that there was something of nothing, there was a concept of nothingness, there was something called a nothing, but they didn't represent it in the form of numbers. If someone didn't have any animals, of course he didn't have them, but they did not know to say that he had 0 animals. They did not know that. The first time the number 0 was used mathematically by an Indian mathematician, Aryabhatta, he invented 0. The way he used it was not only to actually represent the concept of nothingness itself, but to actually devise the place value system of decimal. See, the number 1, when we just write it as such in the units place, its value is 1. The same number, if I move it and I write it in the tens place, its value becomes 10 times. So from 1, the value really becomes 10. And I am left with an empty digit here. Aryabhat was the first one to really state that instead of writing this as a dash, leaving it empty, we can put 0 here. And he was the one who to think that everything would just work consistently if we were to put 0 here instead of just leaving it empty. Later on, Brahmagupta, he actually devised more mathematical systems around the number 0. He was an Indian astronomer and mathematician. He devised a symbol for 0, how to write it below each of the digits. He did that. He also devised equations. How would the equations behave when I use 0? How would addition, subtraction, multiplication, how would those work with 0 as a number? So he gave 0 a complete importance. He gave it all the properties that other numbers really had. He made it equal to the other numbers. So now we understood natural numbers and whole numbers. Let's understand the concept of sets of numbers or collections of numbers. So here I have all the numbers written from 0 to 9. Again, I would like to emphasize that the natural numbers or whole numbers don't really stop at 9. We have numbers beyond 9 also, but here for our representation we have just used these 9 digits, these 10 digits, number still 9. So if I want to talk about natural numbers, let's say that this is my bucket of natural numbers. All the numbers starting from 1 would really go into that bucket. That would be the collection of all the numbers starting from 1 onwards. So that is my natural numbers. My set of whole numbers is all the numbers starting from 0 onwards. So this is my set of whole numbers. It starts from 0 and goes on, of course, till infinity. This is something which is very important, and if there is one thing that you need to understand from this class, it is this thing, that 0 is only there in case of whole numbers. It is not there in the case of natural numbers, in the set of natural numbers. Another very important thing, very important thing from this class is, I can represent the set of whole numbers as the set of natural numbers plus number 0. Now, based on that knowledge, we can cover some problems on natural numbers and whole numbers. See, the very first problem that we have is 0 is the smallest natural number. So we are on the first problem. Each of the problem is either true or false. See, 0 is not a smallest natural number. It's not a natural number at all. It is a whole number. 400 is predecessor of number 399. Predecessor means number which comes before. Predecessor of 399 would be number 398. So this is actually false. This is also false. 0 is the smallest whole number. That is correct. 0 is the smallest whole numbers. Whole numbers do not go below 0, right? So below 0 there are other numbers which exist there, but 0, the whole numbers only go on till 0. So 0 is the smallest possible whole number. 600 is successor of 599, which is correct. So if I go to 599 and I want to write the successor of 599, it would be 600. That is the number which comes after 599. All natural numbers are whole numbers. So let's look at our equation right here. All natural numbers are whole numbers. It is correct, right? Because I pick any natural number, it would be a whole number, 100%. That is true. So this thing is actually correct. All whole numbers are natural numbers. That is incorrect, because 0 is a whole number, but it is not a natural number. Predecessor of a 2-digit number is never a single digit number. That is actually incorrect, because I have a number 10 whose predecessor, a number which comes before it, is number 9, which is a single digit number. 1 is the smallest whole number. That is wrong, because 0 is the actually smallest whole number. Natural number 1 has no predecessor. That is correct, because in case of 1, the number line ends at the number 1. So before 1 we have nothing. The natural number line would end at 1. So natural number 1 has no predecessor. Whole number 1 of course has a predecessor, because the number line for whole numbers does not end at 1. There is a number 0 right here. Whole number 13 lies between 11 and 12. Completely incorrect. Between 11 and 12 we don't really have another whole number. So 13 actually lies even beyond 12. It is a successor of number 12. Whole number 0 has no predecessor. That is correct, because 0 is the last or the minimum whole number. After that we don't before that we don't really have any other whole numbers. Successor of 2-digit number is always a 2-digit number. That is also incorrect. 99 is a number. Its successor is number 100. So I have a 2-digit number 99. Its successor is really a 3-digit number. So if you remember the 2 rules I told you, all these problems come naturally to you, and they become very easy to solve.